Before we took our break for the holidays, training was very challenging. I don't know about you guys, but I was on the road a ton for work. And I had to take a bunch of time off. And holy shit, is it a pain in the dick to get back in the gym.
Yeah.
You guys,
Sure is.
what the fuck?
I similarly took, I don't know if it was like a week and a half or so off, and I remember I did a workout with some modest amount of toes to bar. So I did a bunch of toes to bar and cleans, did like back and forth toes to bar cleans. So maybe in total I maybe did 40 toes to bar over the course of the whole workout. That workout was on a Thursday. Wednesday of the following week, 6 days later, I still couldn't row on the rower because I couldn't sit up because my abs hurt so much from the toes to bar I had done 6 days prior. Now, like 3 days out, like I could barely get out of bed, and which is funny because toes to bar have never honestly hurt my abs all that much. It's more like shoulders and chest and stuff like that. But I guess when you're that deconditioned, they were working pretty hard, and I remember getting on the rower, couldn't sit up while rowing, and then had to sort of count back. Oh, it's been 6 days that I've been living with this pain. That's the joy of getting back into the gym after a hiatus.
Yeah, it's tough. Did you take some time off, Cliff, before you?
Just for the Iceland trip. In fact, I was going to bring that up. The Iceland trip in total, travel and everything, consisted of 10 days. And I'm surprised you're talking about this time off because you and Chase really took time out of your vacation there, time out of work, to get your workouts in. To really, even on the last day, I think Chase got up at like 6 a.m. to get a workout in. I admired you guys.
Chase is about that life.
I avoided every possible. I had tons of opportunities to work out in Iceland. We're in gyms all the time.
You pressed a heavy single.
Yeah, the only workout I did in Iceland is in jeans and boots, walking up to a bar
and this
pressing
exact
a heavy
shirt.
single. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the shirt that I had the press in at CrossFit Reykjavik. That was my sole workout that whole time. But it's important to remember that Armin and Chase are just kind of these bubbling cauldrons of energy that are just going to boil over at any minute. You know, with me, it takes me 30 to 45 minutes after entering the gym before I can, like get on the ground to do a push-up because all my joints hurt so much and all of my muscles need to be that warm. So, I don't really have the thing of just having to burn off all that excess energy.
Yeah.
You're
like, I'm looking at you, Armin. You're like a horse behind those starting gates. You're waiting for that gun to go off. You're like, let me at him. Whereas I am more like a snail who needs to go up a hill, a very greasy hill. It's covered in salt. That's how I attack my workouts.
Yeah.
I am like a sloth which has been tossed out into the middle of the highway and desperately needs to get to the side of the road.
A very frightened sloth who's not going to be alive for much longer.
That's the only way I can do a workout is I can, if I'm hanging from a tree branch above the highway and says, I need to work out today, fuck it. Let go, drop into the road, and then desperately try to get to the edge
and just try and fight yourself. My workouts, I approach them like a moose who's been pushed out of an airplane and who's just plummeting towards the ground. Just a very scared moose who, despite his size and genetic potential, can leverage none of it to help himself because he does not have wings.
That's weird because I feel like Daniel, Chase, and I just approach our workouts like human men.
No.
To exercise.
Well, no, I mean, speak for yourself, man. I approach my workouts like a baby horse that has just been born, unable to figure out, where does this coordinate? How do my legs work? I'm not sure.
Yes. Freshly shat from his mother's loins.
Much like baby horses, Daniel also isn't paid to be. Can't even fucking say it with a straight face. God damn it. Anyway, the point is that for our listeners, I feel their pain, man. I feel their fucking pain.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people take a lot of time off in the holidays. And a lot of people get fucked up on the road and they can't work if they're like traveling salespeople or whatever. It's tough to have some sort of discipline and regularity. And yes, you were correct, Clifford. Chase and I did exercise while we were in Iceland. And I can tell you without a doubt that was yet still after months of neglecting my physical practice.
Oh yeah.
So it was not it wasn't like these running intervals and then followed by getting smashed in the dick by whatever workouts that Annie was programming.
Yeah.
That was the name of the WOD, actually.
Smashed in the dick. That's right.
Dick smashing.
Yeah, it was Dick Smash class.
Dick Smash with Predator Annie.
Smash Dick.
6 p.m.
Smash Dick Reykjavik. So it was.
That is the worst CrossFit gym name.
Yeah, Smash Dick.
Smash your
Smash
dick.
Dick.
Yeah.
Smash
Well,
your dick
no,
in
no,
Reykjavik.
it's a CrossFit derivative program.
That's right.
That is sold, like on TV. It's kind of like a P90X.
It's
Well, that's-
also
that's
an
the
Icelandic delicacy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
so
what Reykjavik means in Icelandic. It means wreck a dick.
so
I thought that was related to English somehow.
Yes,
that's
right.
exactly how it is.
They track it, but the syntax is very different.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that is something that I can relate to, and I am getting into. I haven't done real CrossFit in like 7 months, maybe.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty close to how long it's been since I've done real CrossFit.
why are we hosting this
This
podcast?
and what I mean by real CrossFit is like doing a daily WOD as opposed to some other training mech. Because last year I spent a lot of the year training for this fucking half Ironman and a bunch of jiu-jitsu tournaments. So I was definitely in great shape. I just wasn't doing a lot of like classic CrossFit. And the time off, I have done none of it. So it's even more on top of that. But I started lifting again earlier this week, and I've been a little sore. It's more sore than I wanted to be. But one thing that I am very happily doing is like lots of volume, but very low intensity. And I think it's important, and I'm bringing this up because I also rake myself over the coals literally every time I pick up a barbell, think to myself, you weak motherfucker, how could you have let this strength leave your body without putting up some sort of a fucking fight? Like, was it worth it? Were those mint JoJo's at 1 a.m. worth it?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
Always.
But also, I kind of wish I had stayed working out long enough to keep all my strength
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not have to restart every year or whatever after a bunch of time off. So
And the best way to get yourself back up that hill is to push yourself to the absolute limit.
that's right.
Day one.
Yes.
And
Yes.
day two.
The key is to
And day three.
max out. Just start after having taken a bunch of time off is to just start with a squat every day program
Yep.
where you go up to a heavy single every single day
Yes.
until your body falls apart, which will be day 4.
Yes, and how you work up to that heavy single is not actually by working up to a heavy single, but by working up to what you think is going to be a heavy set of 8, and then realizing you can only do it for 1 or 2 reps.
It's, the efficiency aspect is really key in that you walk up, you do a couple squats with a bar, and then you go internal. You think to yourself, what are you going to squat today? And then you put that number on the bar and you squat it right fucking there.
Exactly.
And you walk out the gym successful.
Because you're a busy man.
That's right. Only 4.5 minutes a day to
That's
work out.
wildly different than how I do it.
Yes. Yes, it is.